ICMA celebrates its 100th anniversary in 2014, and as part of that celebration, we take a look at some of the organization's milestone achievements. In 1919, prohibition was ratified by 3/4 of the United States. Mussolini formed the Fascist Party in Italy, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson delivered the Treaty of Versailles to the Senate, and membership in the City Managers Association, the precursor to ICMA, was 45. Today, ICMA provides professional and personal support to nearly 9,300 member managers in nearly 50 countries. In 1925, 60 members of the International City Managers Association met in Grand Rapids, Michigan for their 12th annual conference. In 2013, a near record-breaking 3,560 members and guests attended ICMA's 99th annual conference in Boston, Massachusetts. In 1922, Bertha Heidenfelder became the first known woman city manager when she was appointed to that post in Collinsville, Oklahoma. In 2012, nearly 20% of the chief appointed officers responding to ICMA's State of the Profession survey indicated that they were women. Prior to the 1980s, the leadership of ICMA consisted primarily of white male CAOs. ICMA's commitment to diversity led to the election of Sylvester Murray as their first African-American president in 1983, to the election of Dave Mora, their first Hispanic president in 2001, and to the selection of Peggy Maris as their first woman president in 2002. Dave Childs became ICMA's first assistant manager president in 2010. Canadian J.R. French became ICMA's first international president in 1944. Jacques Perrot, another Canadian, was elected president in 1976, and Kingsley Sampson of New Zealand served in this leadership position in 1999 to 2000. Simon Farbrother, city manager Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, became ICMA's fourth international president in September 2013. The American City Bureau in New York provided office space to the City Managers Association in 1918. The CMA subsequently moved its offices to Clarksburg, West Virginia in 1921 and to Lawrence, Kansas in 1922. ICMA moved its headquarters to the University of Chicago in 1929 and to a new building at 1313 East 60th Street, Chicago in 1938. The organization moved officially to Washington, D.C. in 1967. In January 2014, ICMA entered its 24th year at its current location at 777 North Capitol Street Northeast in Washington, D.C. The newly constructed 9-story office building is the result of a partnership among ICMA, ICMA-RC, and the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments. In the late 1980s, ICMA received its first microcomputer, an Apple Macintosh donated by a corporate sponsor. Today, ICMA staff perform the work of serving local government managers and their staffs by using more than 100 laptops and accessing nearly 40 virtual servers. This infrastructure allows staff to telecommute and telework while safely and securely connecting to ICMA resources from just about anywhere. In 1914, ICMA's total budgetary expenditures were $105. In June 2014, the ICMA Executive Board approved, with contingencies, a budget that includes projected revenues of $30,454,375 and expenses of $30,654,375. ICMA established its Managers in Transition program in the early 1970s to support members who had been involuntarily separated from local government service. Today, ICMA provides an array of personal and financial support services and resources, many developed by state association partners to full members. The ICMA Executive Board established the ICMA Range Rider Program in 1974 to make the counsel, experience, and support of respected retired managers of the profession available to members. This year, ICMA's Range Rider program celebrates its 40th anniversary, and there are currently more than 80 Range Riders serving members in 22 states. The program will be rechristened as ICMA's Senior Advisor Program at the annual conference in Charlotte. In 1986, ICMA created its Member Partners Program in recognition of the significant role that a member's partner and family play as part of a successful local government management professional's career. Today, ICMA member partners serve as ambassadors for ICMA by engaging in viable and pertinent community service projects in conjunction with the annual ICMA conference. In 1914, 31 U.S. cities had professional managers. Today, more than 73% of cities, towns, and counties across the U.S. with populations of 2,500 or more have established the position of professional manager. As ICMA prepares to enter its second century, the association and the profession will experience enormous changes. But as leaders of our communities, we are prepared to meet those challenges. Welcome to the next century.